Hi everyone! So this video might take relatively long, so I'm just going to get on right into it. So my name is Pazu Vang. I am Hmong, that's my ethnicity. I am currently married in my culture, and I wanted to show you guys this. It's sort of complicating. So I met my husband or my boyfriend at the time back in 2012. I was 13 years old and he was 15 years old. And his birthday just recently passed. We are a year and a half apart. Right now we have been married for 2 years and we have been dating for 4 years, or together for 4 years if you want to consider it that. So on February 2014, he asked me for my hand in marriage, which was completely out of the blue. It was random. I didn't even say yes to him right away. I myself was like, you have to give me a good enough reason as to why you're asking me at such a young age. So I told him, sure, but how about we wait like until after high school or something? And he agreed to it. He asked my dad, he called my dad. My dad lives in California. I currently live in Wisconsin. He called my dad, asked my dad for permission and everything, and from then on, he came to my house on February 28th or 29th of 2014. I don't really remember what day because I think it was a leap year, but I don't remember. And then all of a sudden the misunderstanding came up and I was going to suddenly move to California to live with my dad as soon as possible. So we both didn't want that to happen. He gave me the question of it's either we get married right now or we just end it. And our feelings for each other were both fairly strong, so I didn't really know what to do, but I kind of just sucked it up and I was like, okay, you know what, like, this is crazy and I am young, but I was like, okay, fine. So that night he took me home. Everything continued from there on. I then started to live with his family and I started to get to know his family more. A month later, on April 19th, 2014, we had our cultural wedding. Not an American wedding. So we had our cultural wedding, and that consists of 2 days. So on Saturday, which was April 18th, we would go from his house in his family's like cultural Hmong clothing, and we would go to my house. And once we get to my house, perform all the rituals, all the long boring talking and all the crazy drinking that goes down in our culture for no apparent reason. After that all goes down, we come back, but instead I go home in my family's clothing and he goes home in his clothing, of course, and I go home in my family's cultural clothing. And once we get back, then things are performed again, shows what gifts we received, how much money we received from my side of the family, and all of the things just to prepare us for our life. So time went by, everything went well. I got closer to his family and we grew stronger as a couple, and he graduated on June 2015, and that is us fast forwarding to a year now. We've been married, we would be married for a year, and my husband suddenly decided to join the Marines. I in the beginning did not approve of it at all because I didn't want him to go to the Marines, because who would want to experience like your husband being deployed or your husband going to war and something like happening to him, you know? So like I didn't really want him to, but he eventually talked me into it because he talked to me about our benefits that we will be receiving in the future and how our children will be receiving benefits as well. So I kind of just went along with it and I said, you know what, fine, like, you're only going to be gone for a while, I should be able to survive. So in August 2015, a couple days after I turned 17, he has decided he left for boot camp and he went to San Diego for that. He was gone for 3 months, and let me tell you, the 3 months were the worst 3 months of my life. At that time, I was a senior, or beginning my senior year in high school, and I was working 2 jobs at the moment. I was a cashier at a fast food place, and then I was a part-time coordinator at Marshall's, and it wasn't hard for me, but then at the same time I had to manage my schoolwork and my bills that I had to pay. I didn't have to pay much bills. For some reason I kind of fell into a small depression. It was crazy for me to fall into a depression because I had I felt like I had nobody to talk to. I felt like I was locked in by myself, and like even though I had his sisters there to help me, I kind of still felt really like alone, so I didn't really know what to do. And I wasn't able to contact him. Let me tell you, our only way of contact was through letters. And I apologize about the lighting right now, it's going kind of crazy, but was through letters that we had and to write to each other. And you know how long it took just for me to receive his letters and him to receive my letters? It was kind of a thing that I got sick of, but I have all his letters from the very beginning, from the very last letter that he has ever written to me. I'm pretty sure he's thrown all of mine away, but I have all of his. When he was in boot camp, all of a sudden my body decided to get all weird and I had appendicitis. So I went to the hospital. I was there for only a couple days, but it was really hard for me because like the first night nobody was able to sleep with me, and my brother's girlfriend at the time decided to come and sleep over and be there with me, and that was really kind of, I really do appreciate that. And then the next couple days my mom came to sleep with me, and my mom lives 2 hours away from me. It was crazy how I just randomly decided to get surgery while he was gone, and I felt so alone, and I felt like he wasn't there for me. So my depression just started getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and it was so hard for me. And like I missed school so much because I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the stress and everything. After that, I had a hard time trying to find like a cheap plane ticket because of the car insurance and the car monthly payment that I was paying. So it was kind of hard for me to find a cheap plane ticket for me to go and see him graduate, and he was going to be graduating in November 2015. And yes, thank the Lord Jesus, hallelujah, I finally found a super humongous cheap plane ticket, and it was not good of a plane ride, and the seats were completely uncomfortable and everything, but I managed to take off work and I managed to complete all my schoolwork in order for me to go. And I was able to make it. I made it to see him graduate. But when I mean cheap plane ticket, it was cheap because we landed in San Francisco, and my family who picked us up lived in Fresno, and they picked us up, and of course that's like a 2-3 hour drive, I want to say. And from San Francisco to Fresno, and then from Fresno we had to go to San Diego. And you know how far San Diego and like Fresno is compared to each other? Like humongously far, like 6-7 hours away. It was terrible, but that was our only way of me being able to come and see him graduate. He finally graduated, and when we saw each other, it was like the best thing ever. Like it felt like we completely we met each other for the first time all over again, and it felt really great. And after that, when we came back to Wisconsin together, because he had, I believe, 3 weeks with me before he had to leave back for infantry training, and all of a sudden we decided, hey, like let's have a baby. And yes, I know we are extremely young for us to be thinking about having a baby already, but I guess crazy thing is the Marines makes you want to start a family like that. Like that's, I don't know, that's what I think. Like, so we both decided that like maybe we should have a baby, because we were together for about a year and a half from then already, so married together for a year and a half from then. So then we decided, yeah, sure, why not, let's have a baby. And we tried for the whole 3 weeks, but I couldn't get pregnant for some odd reason, but my doctor had told me it was probably because of my former depression, that my body just wasn't ready or just wasn't able to consume a human inside of me. So that's what went on and everything. And so he left back for training, and that was another 3 months without him. And so I thought he was going to be gone for 3 months, and it was like, I was very sad, of course, because I did not want him to leave, because I've missed him so much from the 3 months that he was gone before, you know. But he suddenly surprised me on a couple days before Christmas 2015, and I had no clue. And I guess his sister was like throwing so many like hints at me, but yet I was completely stupid, and so I didn't see the clues and the hints that she was throwing at me. So I kind of just was literally surprised that he actually did come. And so he was able to stay with me until, from I believe December 21st all the way until January 2nd. And of course I was the happiest girl in the world. And I guess throughout that small little time period I managed to get pregnant. And I wasn't really expecting myself to actually really get pregnant, but then I bought a pregnancy test just for the heck of it, because I was like, you know what, why not? Because we were kind of like still wanting a child, but at the same time I was like, I'm not gonna get pregnant because I didn't get pregnant before. So I guess it happened, and I waited a week later. I took a clear blue pregnancy test that shows how many weeks I am, and I took it, and I was only 1 to 2 weeks, believe it or not. So I found out right away that I was pregnant, and I was pretty happy. He was way happier than I was, but we were both pretty happy, and we were just telling everybody. And then I was telling my family, he was telling his friends in the Marines. And then 2 weeks later I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, and ta-da, the whole entire world knew that I was pregnant. And then once that happened, I set up a pregnancy appointment and everything, just to see where I actually really am, and I was actually exactly where I was. And alright, fast forward to present time. I am currently 22 weeks pregnant, and we are expecting a baby boy, and that is before I was even pregnant, and before we were even actually officially planning to have a baby. We both decided that we wanted a boy first. And my husband chose the name. We are naming our baby boy Leo, and my husband's last name is Cha, so Leo Cha is our baby boy's name. We are super excited, and that is the story of how I got married at 15, and my marriage life so far, and the story of how I got pregnant at age 17. So I just wanted to thank everybody for watching my video, and I hope you guys continue to walk with me through my journey of my pregnancy and my journey as a teen mother in the upcoming future. And my YouTube channel will be consisting of pregnancy updates week by week and postpartum pregnancy updates week by week or month by month. I'm not sure how exactly I want to do it yet. I will have Q&A videos, and I will have many more monthly favorites, or many more mommy videos, or vlogs, or anything that you guys really like. If you have any more questions regarding my married at 15, pregnant at 17 life, then leave a comment down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!